Melissa Silver again. That's by the way I'm going to introduce myself. We've talked a lot in the past 2 days about what you folks do with these razors and how to hone those skills and all of that. I want to talk to you about what our campus volunteers do before these dogs get to you. Just a little bit of that, right? And that's so cute. Look at the one all the way in the middle, all squished. So I'm going to talk to you guys about our puppy education program here. You might see a familiar face on the screen. Before these puppies come to you, they spend a lot of time learning to focus, learning to trust, and they learn a lot through play, right? They're babies. They've got to have joy. They've got to have all of that so they can go on and have these extraordinary lives. I say this every time I get up to talk about volunteers. We cannot do anything here on this campus or with any of our puppies, obviously, without volunteers. And our campus, our puppy education program is run by our campus volunteers. We have 40 unique lesson plans for our puppies here. Those lesson plans build weekly by age, right? We're working on confidence, we're working on different abilities. Sometimes it's a whole litter, doing stuff together. As they get older, it's one-on-one. Everything is purpose-driven, everything is purpose-built for the impact these dogs are going to make for someone's life down the line. Consistency in all of this is super important, right? For a very long time, we had these lesson plans. People took notes on a piece of paper, whatever they felt like writing down, got maybe put into the computer somewhere, maybe not. This year, we rolled out a standard survey on an iPad, so you choose the lesson plan you're doing, and you answer the questions, and all of those reports get uploaded into IWDR, into the working database. So those results follow them, right? Throughout their career, we can always check on that. Rolling out something new with technology like that goes over super well, let me tell you. We didn't have any problems, we didn't have any questions. Pristine. But we have fine-tuned it. I hear very, very good things about it. So that was a really exciting thing for us to do this year. So, when does education start for a puppy? When they're what? 2 days old, right? We're starting with body handling. We're looking for things to help them be brave, to help them understand that people are going to be their very best friends in this world. Trust. Right? And I use my favorite word, which I have stolen from my mother-in-law, is Labradorable, or Gold Adorable, right? My little gold Adorable is the other end of the front here. So as we're saying, we're talking about body handling, we're talking about new things, novel objects, different spaces, right? They're used to just little spaces, we gotta find new spaces for them to explore. We start exposing them to infinity collars. Very early on, those first few weeks. We're not walking a 3-day-old puppy on an infinity collar, but we are introducing that to them as they are 2, 3, 4 weeks old. Nursery education, as you can imagine, helping these puppies who are still in the nursery, is one of the most highly sought after campus volunteer positions here. Right? Who doesn't want to go in and like brush a baby puppy with a toothbrush? It's adorable. And we have it every single day, 7 days a week, from 9 to 11. We have at least 2 volunteers here helping those little itty-bitty puppies. They're growing up. Their lesson plans have to grow with them. They have to have new adventures. We do mock vet exams, right? They gotta get used to having the ears looked at a certain way we hold them. You guys know all of this. We play dress up with them. Right? They got to get used to wearing those clothes. So we have little vests that they wear. They do their follow me walk. So they're following sometimes on leash, sometimes not. And this is once they're in the kindergarten, I should have said. Once they move from the nursery over into puppy kindergarten, then they're doing these more big kid skills. Following people around, getting used to all of that. They have a big job waiting for them out in the world. And it's important every day that they do this. They go for cart rides. Some of them are going to get a cart ride this afternoon, very shortly. They spend time in crates. They gotta learn this. These are all things that we're working on before these dogs make it to you. They do puppy fitness. They're gonna do a little balancing, a little bit of agility. Then those walks increase. They do their adventure trail. All different types of things that they can come across. Focusing on confidence, focusing on being flexible, and countering challenges, and how are they going to react to those, and how do we react with them. Kindergarten education. For those of you who don't know how our on-campus volunteer program works, everybody starts as a helper. So you start as a helper in the puppy academy, and you're doing a lot of cleaning, a lot of laundry, things like that. The next advanced step is kindergarten education, typically. Some people will go into nursery, but usually it's the kindergarten spots that are open first. 4 spots a day for volunteers in the afternoon, and this is where they start to get some of that individualized attention. A whole litter may come in, or maybe 2 or 3 of them, but they start one-on-one, really kind of getting all of that. And you see the one at the bottom, they're in their little practice coats. I know. We also create individual education plans for them. This is a real kindergarten, okay? Some people need a little more help, and that's okay. Everybody learns different. So if we have to do that, then we have to do that. Sometimes they're here a little bit longer. So our newest education offering is the Advanced Skills Education. This is for puppies once they're about 12 weeks old who do need more fine-tuned experience. This has been a huge hit here, has been very, very well received. We're working on things like dog distraction. The dog that we use, his name is actually Freddie Mercury, that's why I use the name on the slide. He's a big boxer, and he walks by all the puppies, and we see how they do with that. We work on exposing them to cars. We get them in, we get them out, in the front, in the back, put somebody else in the front, maybe put someone in the back, try all those different scenarios so they're used to that. The door opening and closing, right? There's a lot going on. And for the majority of them, the first time they're in a car is when they're with you. We work on settling in different environments. You guys have worked very hard on settling over the past couple days. It's very impressive. But we'll bring the puppies in here. We'll bring them into the lobby. We'll bring them into the student rooms over by the admissions area, so that they do, as they get older, their world can expand a little. When they're teeny little potatoes, they don't have a lot of vaccines. We have a lot of big dogs here. But as they get older and it's safer to take them into more places, we do that. Let's get them as much as we can. There she is. There's Carol. That was the day that I actually snuck in to take pictures for something else, but I was like, oh, I know I'm going to use these pictures for something else. These are our most experienced education volunteers. Many of them are puppy raisers. It was a hand-selected group of people by the education team and the folks in Puppy Academy that we know we can trust these people with these dogs, right? And to give them that education. I mentioned Oliver, I think, last night, right? I mentioned Oliver. We got this really beautiful note, you guys can read it, from Oliver's Razor, and he had been through our full advanced skills education program. So it was Cheryl Miller, right? Am I getting this right? Puppy raising is really the only thing that I don't do here. But how much he knew, right? That he knew the basics. He knew sit, he knew come, he knew down. He was confident on the stairs. He was not afraid of the vacuum. Like, we don't necessarily make the dogs vacuum here, but it's related. Coming next year. But all of those things that already were preloaded into Oliver, and with those ears. Like, who drew those red ears on him? He's so cute. So that was a really nice success story to hear from a program that we worked really hard to get off the ground. So now they've got these skills. They are ready to go and learn so much more with you guys, and hopefully not up-chucking your car. Love that. Haven't heard that term in a while. Love that. But I want to share a story that has stuck with me. I've been here since only January. Feels like a lot longer, but very, very, very lucky to be here in this position. And when I started, I got to attend one of the commencement ceremonies for our backup class. Talk about crying, okay? But one of the, I can tell you, he was sitting right here on the stage. And he talked about how his favorite thing to do at night, when he had his vision, was to go for a walk. He liked to walk at sunset, when it was dark, that time of day. It was his favorite thing to do. Hadn't been able to do it in 20 years. Got here, got matched with his dog, walked on this campus at night, and was so wanted and so impressed with his dog. And then he went on to say, like, a special thank you to the puppy racers. And he said, makes me cry, these dogs learn so much. They learn so many skills, right? They learn all of the stuff with you, then they come back and they learn all these things about being a guide dog. But there's one thing these dogs do every single day. They learn it from their educators. They learn it from mainly their puppy raisers, he said. And they never forget how to do it. And that is how to love. So that, to me, just speaks to the volume. And Juliana said it last night, right, to you guys. Your unwavering love for these dogs is what sets them up for the career that they are intended to have, no matter what it is. So from the campus volunteer team, I want to thank you very, very much for everything that you do. And I'll ask you on the floor. Charlene is the co-raiser with my mother-in-law. So I'm very lucky to have my exposure to puppy raising, and Azalea there, who was watching me and is now very bored. Which is a sign, but that's enough. I do want to remind you, you should have gotten an email, I'm sure you all did, from Kimberly, about Dogs Exclamation Point, premiering here at Dogs Inc. This is our new live action show, right? Beyond the Dark, if you guys have been to that, pretty emotional, pretty heavy. Dogs, very, very fun, right? All about a dog coming back to college. If you really liked Juliana last night, come here to sing. She opens that show, she closes that show. She has a beautiful voice. If there is ever anything that I can do for you guys, feel free to reach out. But one more presentation to go, and I am right now on my way to go get those puppies. Okay?